Hello, welcome to Lynn's Test Kitchen. Well, today we were going to try a recipe for millionaire shortbread cookies, but it called for cookie butter, and I went to the store and there is no cookie butter. So we're still going to do the shortbread cookies, but first we're going to do a tutorial on making cookie butter. So while I was in the store, I quickly looked up some recipes. And I guess the traditional cookie butter comes with those speculoos cookies, or is made with those speculoos cookies. They didn't have any, of course, in the store. So I found another one that had ginger snaps in it, and I don't have it printed, but I will put this recipe down in the description below so you can follow it. I'm also going to half the recipe because I don't need the whole thing. So the recipe calls for 8 ounces of ginger snap cookies. So again, I'm going to half it. I'm going to use 4 ounces, a quarter cup of milk or heavy cream, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil or butter, half a teaspoon of vanilla, and half a teaspoon of cinnamon, which is optional, a tablespoon of brown sugar or white sugar, which is optional. The last thing I need in my diet is more sugar, so I'm going to leave that out, and then a pinch of salt. So here we have our ginger snap cookies, and this is 4 ounces. So we're going to put those in the food processor, and we're going to start those. Okay, it's going to get kind of loud in here, but I'm going to start that. I'm getting hit by cookie crumbs that are flying out of my food processor. It doesn't look like we're quite there yet. Oh, and by the way, what is cookie butter? Somebody just asked me today, what is cookie butter? I've actually never had cookie butter, but from looking at it, it's basically peanut butter, but with cookies instead of peanuts. So we'll see how this comes out. We'll taste it, see what we think. All right, we still have a few chunks in there, but I'm going to let it go. I'm just going to assume it's going to get ground up when we put everything else in there. So we're going to add all our other ingredients. Okay, so we have, for me, 1 tablespoon of butter. If you do the whole recipe, this would have been 2 tablespoons, and I'm using butter instead of coconut oil because I don't want any coconut flavor in there. This is the cinnamon and a pinch of salt. Put that in. And then it was 4 tablespoons of heavy cream or milk, which is 2 ounces. I'm going to use 1 ounce or 2 tablespoons. And it does say to add more or less depending on the texture, but I've never had cookie butter again, so we're going to guess at the texture. But how bad can it be? It's ground up cookies. The recipe called for a quarter teaspoon of vanilla. Oh, half a teaspoon. So we're going to do a quarter, but really I'm just going to guess. I'm just going to throw some in there. I'm going to say quarter teaspoon right there. All right, now we're going to put this back on. Here, let's see what it looks like. Might need more. I don't know. Gonna guess this is good. Let's taste it. We'll check the texture too. Tastes like crumbled up cookies. very, very coarse. So I'm going to move it around, get it back by the blades, and then put it back on for a minute and see if we can get it a little smoother. If you like ginger snaps though, it does taste good. All right. It doesn't look like the texture changed very much, but hey, it's homemade cookie butter, so I say we're gonna go with this. So let's get this out of the processor, and then I would tell you how to use this, but honestly, like I said, I've never used cookie butter or eaten cookie butter, so I would just Google some recipes for cookie butter. I'm sure many of you out there have already tried it and kind of know what to do with it. I guess there's probably different recipes you could use it in. Smells good. All right, so let's get this out of the container. Put it in a little bowl. You can see I do have some heavy cream left in there, but that's okay. We'll pull this out. It just basically looks like cookie dough. All right, there you have it. We have cookie butter, so we can move on to our next recipe. But now, if you ever need cookie butter and you don't know where to get it, now you know how to make it. And like I said, there are multiple recipes on the internet, so just pick one that looks good to you, like this one at Ginger Snaps. If you don't like ginger snaps, then try and find these speculoos cookies or the Biscoff. Anyway, hope you try it, and we'll see how it works in our next recipe.